What if I told you that 25 years ago a future president wrote a book that predicted some of the biggest challenges America faces today? Before the towers fell, before the financial crisis, before the trade wars with China, Donald Trump penned a political manifesto that would seem almost prophetic in hindsight. Today, we're diving deep into The America We Deserve, a book that offers a fascinating glimpse into the mind of a businessman who would later reshape American politics forever. Published in January 2000, The America We Deserve represents Donald Trump's first serious foray into political writing, arriving at a pivotal moment in American history. Written during the final year of Bill Clinton's presidency and the height of the dot-com boom, this book emerged from Trump's brief consideration of a presidential run on the Reform Party ticket. The timing couldn't have been more significant, as America stood at the crossroads of a new millennium, grappling with questions about its role in an increasingly globalized world. Trump, then known primarily as a real estate mogul and casino owner, chose to share his vision for America's future across multiple policy domains. The book tackles everything from foreign policy and defense to healthcare and economic strategy, offering readers a comprehensive blueprint for what Trump believed America needed to thrive in the 21st century. What makes this work particularly compelling is how it serves as a political time capsule, capturing the concerns and aspirations of pre-9/11 America, while simultaneously foreshadowing many of the themes that would define Trump's later presidential campaigns. The book's significance extends beyond mere political commentary. It represents a bridge between Trump's business career and his political ambitions, demonstrating how his experiences in real estate, entertainment, and deal-making shaped his worldview. Reading it today provides invaluable insight into the intellectual foundations of policies and positions that would later become central to his presidency. The America We Deserve functions as both a critique of existing American policies and a manifesto for renewal. Trump structures his argument around the central premise that America possesses unlimited potential but has been held back by weak leadership, poor decision-making, and a lack of strategic thinking. Throughout the book, he emphasizes his belief that America should approach both domestic and international challenges with the same ruthless efficiency and deal-making acumen that characterizes successful business operations. The narrative moves systematically through key policy areas, beginning with foreign relations and national security, before transitioning to domestic concerns like healthcare, education, and economic policy. Trump's approach is distinctly businessman-like, focusing on practical solutions rather than ideological purity. He frequently draws parallels between running a business and running a country, arguing that many of America's problems stem from treating governance as a theoretical exercise rather than a practical enterprise requiring measurable results. One of the book's most striking features is its blend of popular sentiment with specific policy recommendations. Trump positions himself as an outsider capable of cutting through political gridlock, while simultaneously demonstrating detailed knowledge of complex issues. This dual approach allows him to appeal to both frustrated voters seeking change and policy wonks interested in substantive proposals. The writing style reflects Trump's public persona, combining confident assertions with conversational language that makes complex topics accessible to general readers. He frequently uses anecdotes from his business career to illustrate broader points about leadership and decision-making, creating a narrative that feels both personal and political. This approach helps readers understand not just what Trump believes, but why he believes it, grounding his policy positions in real-world experiences and observations. The book's exploration of foreign policy reveals Trump's early skepticism toward multilateral institutions and his preference for bilateral negotiations. He argues that America has been taken advantage of by allies who contribute insufficiently to collective defense while expecting American protection. This perspective led him to advocate for a more transactional approach to international relations, where countries would be expected to pay their fair share for American security guarantees. He specifically criticized NATO members for failing to meet their financial obligations while simultaneously benefiting from American military might. Trump's analysis of trade relationships forms another crucial component of his foreign policy vision. He identified China as a rising economic threat years before this became mainstream political discourse, arguing that America's trade deficit with China represented a fundamental transfer of wealth and industrial capacity. His proposed solution involved aggressive renegotiation of trade deals, using America's market access as leverage to secure better terms. This approach challenged the prevailing wisdom of the time, which generally viewed increased trade as mutually beneficial, regardless of balance of payments considerations. The book's discussion of immigration policy reveals Trump's early concerns about border security and illegal immigration. He argued that America's immigration system had become both chaotic and unfair, failing to serve either immigrants or American citizens effectively. His proposed reforms included stricter border enforcement, streamlined legal immigration processes, and a merit-based system that would prioritize skilled workers. He emphasized that immigration policy should serve American interests first, a position that would later become central to his presidential campaigns. Healthcare reform receives extensive treatment as Trump identifies it as a critical domestic challenge requiring innovative solutions. He criticized the existing system as inefficient and expensive, while proposing market-based reforms designed to increase competition and reduce costs. His approach combined elements of privatization with targeted government intervention, suggesting that healthcare could be improved through the same competitive pressures that drive innovation in other industries. Economic policy discussions reveal Trump's belief that America's manufacturing base had been hollowed out by poor trade deals and regulatory overreach. He advocated for policies designed to bring manufacturing jobs back to America, including tax incentives for domestic production and penalties for companies that moved operations overseas. This economic nationalism represented a departure from the free trade orthodoxy that dominated both major parties at the time. The book's treatment of education policy demonstrates Trump's frustration with American schools' declining performance compared to international competitors. He proposed increasing competition through school choice initiatives while simultaneously calling for higher standards and better teacher training. His approach emphasized accountability and results, arguing that education reform should focus on outcomes rather than inputs. Trump's analysis of government efficiency reveals his businessman's perspective on public administration. He identified numerous examples of waste and inefficiency in federal operations, arguing that government should be run more like a business with clear performance metrics and accountability measures. This theme would later become central to his presidential rhetoric about draining the swamp and reducing bureaucratic bloat. The first major takeaway from The America We Deserve is Trump's emphasis on the importance of strong leadership in addressing complex challenges. Throughout the book, he argues that America's problems stem not from inherent flaws in the system, but from weak leadership that fails to make tough decisions. This perspective suggests that effective governance requires individuals willing to challenge conventional wisdom and take calculated risks to achieve desired outcomes. Trump's approach to international relations offers another crucial lesson about the importance of leverage in negotiations. He consistently argues that America possesses tremendous advantages in any negotiation, but has historically failed to use them effectively. This insight applies beyond foreign policy, suggesting that successful negotiations require understanding and utilizing available leverage points. The book's treatment of economic policy reveals the importance of considering long-term consequences when making trade decisions. Trump's early warnings about China's economic rise demonstrate the value of strategic thinking that extends beyond immediate benefits to consider competitive implications. This perspective suggests that policymakers should evaluate trade relationships based on their overall impact on American economic strength. Trump's discussion of immigration policy highlights the importance of balancing humanitarian concerns with practical considerations. He argues that effective immigration policy must serve both immigrants and American citizens, suggesting that sustainable immigration systems require broad public support. This takeaway emphasizes the need for policies that are both morally defensible and practically workable. The book's healthcare analysis demonstrates the potential for market-based solutions to address systemic problems. Trump's proposals show how competitive pressures can drive innovation and efficiency in sectors traditionally dominated by government regulation. This insight suggests that many public policy challenges might benefit from increased competition and consumer choice. Trump's education policy discussions reveal the importance of accountability in public institutions. His emphasis on measurable outcomes and performance standards suggests that effective reform requires clear metrics and consequences for failure. This principle applies beyond education to any area where public institutions serve citizen needs. The book's treatment of government efficiency offers insights into the potential for business principles to improve public administration. Trump's analysis suggests that many government operations could benefit from private sector management techniques, including performance measurement and cost-benefit analysis. Trump's foreign policy analysis demonstrates the importance of understanding adversaries' motivations and capabilities. His assessment of various international threats shows how effective strategy requires realistic evaluation of both opportunities and challenges in the global environment. The book's overall approach to problem solving reveals the value of combining practical experience with strategic thinking. Trump's integration of business lessons with policy analysis suggests that effective leadership requires both theoretical understanding and real-world experience. Finally, the book demonstrates the importance of clear communication in building public support for policy initiatives. Trump's accessible writing style and use of concrete examples show how complex ideas can be made understandable to general audiences, a crucial skill for democratic leadership. The America We Deserve stands as a remarkable political document that captures both the optimism and anxiety of America at the dawn of the 21st century. Written by a businessman who would later become president, it offers unique insights into the thinking that would eventually reshape American politics. The book's blend of practical business experience with policy analysis creates a distinctive perspective that challenges conventional wisdom across multiple domains. What makes this work particularly valuable today is its prophetic quality. Many of the concerns Trump raised about trade, immigration, and foreign policy would later become central issues in American politics. His early warnings about China's economic rise and criticism of existing trade arrangements seem remarkably prescient in light of subsequent developments. Similarly, his emphasis on border security and immigration reform anticipated debates that would dominate political discourse for decades. The book's lasting contribution lies in its demonstration that outsider perspectives can offer valuable insights into complex policy challenges. Trump's business background provided him with analytical tools and practical experience that complemented traditional political thinking. This combination of insider knowledge and outsider perspective created a unique approach to governance that would later prove politically powerful. For contemporary readers, The America We Deserve offers both historical insight and practical wisdom. It shows how one individual's vision of American renewal evolved into a political movement that would transform the country. Whether one agrees with Trump's specific proposals or not, the book demonstrates the power of clear thinking and bold leadership in addressing national challenges.